Alright, what's up guys? Josh Kip here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through a tutorial on how to deck build with me, because I'm learning how to deck build efficiently. And I just want to help some of you guys out there with some of the issues that I have faced, which is proper deck building, knowing like the ratios of the cards you want, and the math behind everything. So let's just go ahead and hop right in. So we can just build a Tri Brigade list. So let's just go ahead and type in Tri Brigade. So post format, I'll build two separate ones for this video, but post format, Cat is probably your best option, but I like the zoo cards. I have I'm favored with the zoo cards just because Zeus is an amazing card and it can outproblem cards that your other engine can't. So let's just go ahead and add your engine. So definitely 3 Fractal, 3 Kit, 3 Nervault. This is different because you're playing the cat, so you can opt to play 3 Kuraz, but it just depends. So let's think about this. So you have 3 starters just in your engine, and you have 6 pseudo starters. And then these, if you draw them by yourself, they're just extenders and they're bricks. If you draw them alone, but these can get you to your engine eventually if you draw them alone. So I'd rather see these than see a Kuraz because it's searchable and it is not necessarily like part of your engine per se. So that's why I'm only opting to play 2, and then for the rest of the engine, we'll play 3 Revolt. And then for the extra deck, we have a lot of space. We'll just throw in 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these, and 3 Omen. And that's all for the Tri Brigade cards. So let's go hop into the Rescue Cats. So Rescue Cat, starter. Nothing to say here. Card's broken. And then we'll go to, I believe that's it for the monsters. You can opt to play like a DD card or like a Para or whatever, but I don't think they're necessarily needed. I feel like the straight cookie cutter list is kind of uh, better at this point. So let's just go ahead and hop for a Tenki, a Foolish Burial, Called by, and I believe that's all. That's it for your engine. Well, Called by is not technically your engine, but it's played in like every deck this format, so we'll just throw it in as like a staple. So this is it. 20 cards is your engine, and then we can move on to consistency, hand traps, and whatever. So right now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 real starters, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pseudo starters. So that's fairly nice for the consistency of this deck. That's really what pushes this deck on top is the consistency. So let's just go ahead and add in 3 Prosperity. A lot of people play Desires, but I like Prosperities just to search for the cards that you want to see instead of just banishing everything. So that's it for Prosperity. And now you have 7 true starters, and then you have 10 pseudo starters. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Yeah, 10 pseudo starters, which are that's amazing. Every card in this deck so far is basically a starter besides the Called by, the Karasses, and the Revolts. So once we hop from there, you always want to put your engine first. I was told that by uh, a good friend and a great player. So once we started with our engine, let's just go ahead and add hand traps. What decks do you want to cover? So we can just throw in some Ash Blossoms. Versatile, good versus everything. And then we can add we can go ahead and add some Gammas and a Driver, just to make sure that your cat resolves and it's the best hand trap in the game right now. So we can go ahead and add some Nibirus, because any deck that you fear plays in a nib, and any deck that doesn't play in a nib is either this deck or it sucks. So you always I am a hardcore. I love main decking Nib. So it gives us room for 3 more spots. 7 actually, but with the Imperial Order. And then these are optional. Solemn Strikes. I love this card a lot. This card is insane. So I think it's like a staple in this deck. So here are your options. You have Veiler, Droplet, Imperm, and basically that's in my eyes. Or you can like Skullmeister, but I don't really think Skullmeister is very needed. Well, I guess if you want to main deck draw this format, you have 4 options. So depending on your card pool or kind of what you want to tackle, these are your 4 different options. So if you're more scared of the combo decks and you think you have a good matchup versus everything else, put in the Drolls. If you want to play more mid-rangey and you like Imperm, you can throw that in. I personally do not like Imperm in this deck because Twin Twister is a big factor, and I'd rather just have like a Droplet in my hand or a Veiler in my hand to not lose to 1 card that gets rid of my Revolt, which is 1 interruption, and then get rid of my Imperm, which is 2 interruptions for their 1 Twin Twisters. So that's why I don't think Imperm's very good. And then Droll, I kind of like Droll, keeping Droll on the side. And then Veiler, I don't know between Veiler and Droplet. Personally, I like Droplet. Excuse me. I just think, in my eyes, it's a better card. And I have it in my pool, so I would like to play it. So we can run 3 Droplet. And that is just your standard tri list right there. And then we can go ahead and finish our extra deck before we get into the side deck. Side decking is honestly tournament dependent in my opinion, unless you're playing on Dueling Book. Then you want to have a variety of sides, but side decks in my opinion are tournament dependent, local dependent, what you're playing against, what you want to tackle the most. So let's just go ahead, since we have a lot of space and we play Gamma, we can go ahead and play the Omega and the Lambda. You can basically use our Prosperity if you don't open Gamma, or you can make the going into Lambda is amazing, going into Omega is amazing, free hand rips, free whatever. And then we obviously play the Doom Eagle. We play the Ancient Warrior, the Access Code, the Almirage, and the Appaloosa. Pretty standard X deck. Nothing to say here. This deck's really solved at this point already. And I don't. If you have any questions, comment below. But this X deck's pretty standard with the cat version. So let's go ahead and hop into the side deck. So we play Drolls. If you have a lot of Dragon Link, a lot of Drytron, some Attic Nester, you can go ahead and throw those in and make the matchup easier. Cycle Readers for Drytron. Drytron's like the scariest deck. I can do anything at any time, and you want to be overly prepared for it, in my opinion. So that's why I like those. And then that's it. I'll stop there for the monsters. So Twin Twisters, you always want to side back row removal for Rogue. You don't want to lose to Rogue. You don't want to lose to like a random prank kid deck post format or whatever. So back row removal always a necessity in the side deck, in my opinion. And then we can go to going first cards. So like we can throw in some Solemn Judgments. And we can throw in some anti-spells. So right here, Reader hits Drytron, hits Eldlik. Same with Twin hits Eldlik. Droll hits Drytron, Dragons. Invoked, shit all. Anti-spell hits, invoke. It hits everything. Everything plays a lot of spell cards. This is a mid-range deck and I'm playing 9 spell cards. So that turned me off from my Foolish Burial, Tenki, and my 3 Prosperities. And Droplets. So just in this deck alone, anti-spell hits Effect Negation, a Pseudo Starter, a starter, and 3 other pseudo starters, and a card to make sure my plays go through. That's just, I don't know how much more powerful a card can get. Anti-spell and order, insane. I think they should be played in all your mid-range decks right now. Solemn Judgments, they're good going first. If you have like a Solemn Judgment Revolt Appaloosa, that's usually game. It stops your Revolt getting activated prematurely. Stops your Appaloosa from getting negated with like a droplet or whatever. I just think overall, these 2 cards are like the best going first cards as we speak that you can play in this deck. So let's just save that. And this is the standard rescue cat list, whatever. Alright, so let's go to a new deck 2. Okay, so we're going to build a zoo variant. Even though it got hit after the ban list, I'm kind of just making this up on the fly. So let's go ahead and add our Tri Brigade cards. So 3 Kid, 3 Nerval, 3 Fractal, 2 Kuros, 3 Revolt, 1 Bear Broom, 2 Blossom, 1 of these, 2 of these. That's all you can play. It's standard if you know from last format. So let's go ahead and add a Cold Boy, Tenki, and Desires. These you play Desires in this build because you don't banish any targets off your Rescue Cat, so that's a plus. So let's start off with our Zodiac engine. Uh, Depending on how you want to focus on this, in my opinion, you have less zoo monsters. You want to play more zoos, which I'm an advocate for. I loved it. So we could play like 1 rat, 3 Thoroughblade, like a Ram Ram. Ram Ram stops you from getting impermed. Rat's a starter. Thoroughblade's a starter plus a draw card. So I like this a lot. 5 zoo monsters. It's a big amount. A lot of normal summons. But I think it's needed post format just for um, the consistency of the deck. I feel like this is less consistent than the cat build, which makes it less viable in my opinion. But the power levels are higher with the Zeus, and you have an extra layer more than just playing the Gammas and the Omega in your other deck. So that's why I feel like the Zoo cards are a different playstyle, and the cat build might not fit everyone's playstyle, but the Zoo variant can if it's what you're looking for. So let's just go ahead and carry on. So we could play Foolish. Foolish is good. In this build, I like it because it can send your Tri-Brigade cards, or if you open up a Zoo monster, you can Foolish Burial another one, so you can chalk and it back, which is really niche interaction. And then we also have Monster Reborn. I like Monster Reborn. It gives you another extender, in a sense. Monster Reborn, it carries off of Barrage, basically. How Barrage was an extender, but Monster Reborn is a different extender now. So it just fills in that place. It's not as good, but it gets the job done. So we can do that, and then we add, I think that's all actually. So we had 20 free spots in the other deck, and in this one we have 14. So that means we're going to be cut down on uh, going first or second cards by 6. So if you want, you can mess with the zoo ratios, like cut a Ram Ram, cut down to like 4 zoos, plus the Monster Reborn, plus the Foolish. So we can do that, and then we have 15. That's an even clean number. So we can just go ahead and add our going second cards, so like 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Valor. I like Valor in this build just because you need different going second cards and it helps out overall. 1 Imperial Order. Actually, we can go down to 2 Valor and then run the 3 Droplet. You're going second, Droplet plus a Zoo, breaks a board. And overall, it's amazing in this build compared to the other build. So if you want to play Valor in the other build instead of Droplet, that's fine, but I like Droplet a lot. So we can go ahead and play our Solemn Strike. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8 hand traps plus 3 Droplet, which is weird. Uh, is there a way to make this better? I'm building this on a limb, so I'm doing this as you guys are watching this. So let me think real quick. So we have these as our going second cards. We can go ahead and we can cut a strike and add a third Veiler. There we go. So strikes are going first card. You already plan on going first, so going first cards are dependent. We cut down to 2 Revolt, but Revolt really helps out with the glide game and everything. So I feel like this is a standard list, so like 9 hand traps, 3 droplet, yeah. 4 zoo monsters. Well, 5 counting Tinky, 6 with Foolish, which is 1 less than we had last time. So if we go to this, then we go to the extra deck, we can type in Zodiac. We can add our 1 Chaganine, 1 Tiger Mortar, 1 Borbo. And we can do our 1 Zeus. And then Doom Eagle, Access Code, Almirage, Ancient Warrior, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, Appaloosa. The best card in the extra deck. So standard, same extra deck from last format. You can change out a Blossom for whatever. So in this build, I like siding the side frames, uh, the gammas in the driver package, just because it's not needed if you go first or second, in my opinion. Post, well, it's needed post, but like I feel like this list right here is fine without the gammas in the main deck. I just feel the main reason you want to play gamma in your other deck is because of Rescue Cat, and I feel that it's not much needed in this deck compared to the other one, because if you normal summon, you already have a monster on board, yada yada yada. Make sure like your Fractal goes through, but then the zoos give you another edge, so I feel like this right here is fine. And then we can go ahead and side some Drolls for all your matchups, and then throw in some twins. And then we can go ahead and throw in 2 anti-spells and 3 solemn judgments. Only reason I'm running less anti-spells and more judgments is because you side the gamma package so you have 1 less spot, and I feel like judgment is overall better than the anti-spell, and the fact that you can play both in the same deck is insane in my opinion. So like going first, I'd side out like some nibs, uh, maybe like a Veiler, and then matchup dependent like Ashes. Like if I was playing against the mirror match, I'd side out Ashes, and I'd throw in like anti-spells, some gammas. So if you want more going second cards, you can go ahead and like cut a Droll, cut a Judgment, and throw in 2 Lightning Storms. Lightning Storm's good because of it's I don't really think I have to explain Lightning Storm. So this right here is just like a standard like go at it build real quick list. So let's go ahead and do some test hands. Solo mode. So this right here, this just looks like old format. So let's just go ahead and Fractal, send Nerval, add Kit, go ahead and throw Desires down. So you banish 2 zoos, so you still have 2 zoo monsters plus a Foolish, so you still have 2 zoo monster access in your extra deck, or in your main deck. Plus you have the 1 Revolt, so you go ahead and draw 2, and you get this. So what you can do with this is just normal summon Kit. So you end on like Rugal called by Strike Revolt, Veiler, which is unbeatable going first, unless they main deck like back removal, which would be awkward in my opinion. This right here, pretty straightforward. Tenki, go ahead and search a rat, and then just do old combos, and if that gets stopped, then you have your Fractal for a second layer, and then you have a strike. I'd keep Droplet in my hand to get rid of the Nerval. If you don't have to use it, but if you have to use it, then I'd still just keep it in my hand for if they break my board and build their own board. So yeah, that's just building 2 decks off bat, 2 different tri-variants. I'll test both of them. I'll actually upload a video of me playing some DB rated with both these decks. So if you guys will like, comment, subscribe, comment if you made it this far in the video, and I want to pump out new, different content. I feel like that I'm not. I feel like I'm better than the average player in my opinion, and I feel like I'm not going to be the most well known, but if I want to influence the most people to become better Yu-Gi-Oh players, in my opinion, and uh, just have a plethora of amazing players in the community, and make everyone that is not so uh, willed. I don't I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I just want to influence the most people to become better players and to strive further in your Yu-Gi-Oh career. So that's going to be the main focus of my channel from now on. And yep, well, thank you guys for watching. It's been Josh Kipp, and peace out.